What's going on, guys? My name's TJ. It's another episode of the Gray Area Podcast. Here's my man, Mchezo Bwana. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Still kicking. One reason we wanted to get here and talk to you guys today is something happened on the news that we just wanted to touch on. Normally we do it once a week, but something we felt we had to touch on almost immediately. Thom Brennaman, the son of the Reds announcer and Hall of Famer Marty Brennaman, said some ignorant shit today, and he got caught for it, and the Fox News, or Fox, the network, pulled him off immediately. So Thom said some gay slurs. He was being private, right? So he's a different person in private than he was in public. That's what we always talk about. So apparently he thought it didn't pick it up, or it wasn't live. He said whatever he was talking about, they heard him say, well, that's the F capital of America.
What's the F capital? It's a podcast. Anything goes.
F capital, man. I don't say the F word, man. You
don't say the F word? Have you ever said it?
It's a slur. It's a slur now.
You've never said that?
Not that I can remember.
I think you called me that, man. Actually, I'm pretty sure you called me that before on this podcast.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah. Well, the word he said was the fag capital of America. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, between his double headers, he literally, heard in his earpiece, like, well, I don't think I'm ever going to be wearing this headset again, at least not for the Reds, and maybe not for my bosses at Fox, right? So, so this is a topic that was brought up to me by my co-host, and, I just want to see what you think about it.
He said it's the fag capital of the United States or America when he was, I guess, on the hot mic where he thought he was off the air. So
yeah, right.
And then when he got caught, and then he tried to talk about how he was a man of faith and all this other stuff, and that's not really him, despite what we just heard. When he thinking he not then when he thinking he's in private. So obviously that's what he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just goes to the fact that, he was being fake and he was being mean for no reason. That's the thing. Like, what was the point of even saying something like that? What difference does it make?
Yeah, I get it, man. It's like you don't even have to use those terms,
right?
Like we always talk about this. Is like what do you try to be the same person in private that you are in public. You try not to switch yourself. You try to be yourself at all times, right? So if that's how you are at all times, okay, man, that's great. Then you should just set it on the air,
right?
You just should have said it on the air. What I don't agree with is canceling a whole person's livelihood over that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's tough.
People say ignorant stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'll say ignorant stuff.
You say one thing and present yourself as this, but really you're something else. And if you just keep it in balance and just be who you are and understand that we have room to grow, it can be all right. The thing is, he said it in private. He said it for no reason.
He said it. He said it so casually. You're like,
yeah,
he says that all the time.
Right. That's how hate works. Though, I mean, just no reason. Just it's not even sometimes logical. It was, what I'm saying? Like, why would you even say that? What's the reason? What was the point?
Everything like this. Well, I look at everything like this. I don't know what the reason is. I mean, it's like you could have said anything else and still made your point. If he would have said queer, which is an acceptable term, right? If he would have said queer, it would have been different, right?
Well, hold on for a second.
It would have been like.
This is my point, though. Okay. He said it's the fag capital of the world, right? What difference does it make? Why are you even using that? Even if he said it's the gay capital of the world, why are you worried about that?
What was the rest of the conversation? Right? What was the rest of the conversation?
I don't know. That's all we heard. That's all we heard is. We just heard that. We don't know the context. I don't know the context unless they talked about it, but I just heard them say that, and I'm like, well,
they could have been talking about San Francisco, for example. Like no one knows what they were talking about.
Okay,
right?
so
San Francisco is a very pro-gay city. Right, so San Francisco is a very pro-gay city. They could have been talking about where they go to eat when they go play the Giants.
Okay, and that's the fag capital of the world. Okay, why would you say that, though? Why say it?
I don't know, man.
It's the gay. What he don't even has. What do you say? Well, that's the gay capital of the world. Okay, because the whole thing is what if it was
I know.
something
I want to
black?
hear the rest of the
What if
conversation,
it was
right?
something black though? Oh, that's the black capital of the world.
Oh, you
You
mean
know what I'm
Atlanta?
saying?
You
If
mean
he would have said
Atlanta?
that, yeah, exactly. What if he said that? What if he would have said that, man?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like, why'd your mind go? We don't know the rest of the conversation, but it's like,
His
why'd your mind
mind
go
went there
there?
because he seems to be a negative person. We
He's
all
a
can be
homophobe.
we all can be positive and negative, but he seems to maybe lean towards that way sometimes in private.
I mean, when people say it, when it's not out of anger, right? Because anger does a lot to you, right? When people say it when it's not out of anger and it's just like a casual thing, it's like, what are you teaching your kids, man? Like, what are you saying when you're at home?
Well, they
Like,
probably
what are
think
you?
just like him, you know?
Yeah, like, what if your kid just likes playing with Barbie dolls? I'm not saying that makes them gay. I'm just saying, like, like, how are you going to react to that? Like, what kind of person are you?
Well, I
And
mean,
I think a
you
lot of
see what kind of person he is. What are you talking about? He seems to be somebody that seems to have no problem saying gay slurs. Clearly, they they on his mind, I guess, because he felt the need to
right.
bring that up. I mean,
I wonder how it brought it. I wonder if the other guy was just like gay bashing the whole time, and it was like one of his bosses, and then he just said it. Because there's different. Not that in any way makes it better, but like it was just one of his bosses like gay bashing the whole time. He's like, oh yeah, I got to fit in, so I'm gonna drop the F bomb. You know, so
I mean, I get that,
so
but why?
but
Even
but it
if you're supposed to be
doesn't
this
make it
good
right.
guy, if you're supposed to be this good guy, why are you bashing anybody? That's why I say he's got to be
Yeah, why are
fake.
you name calling? What are you
Yeah,
name calling?
like I said,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to be perfect. But I'm just saying, if you're supposed to be this person you said you were when you were just apologizing, why are these even a
Well,
conversation you haven't really, you know?
I try to do things. Me personally, and I think you do this too. I try to do things that I shouldn't have to apologize for.
Exactly, because
Right.
it
Right.
sucks to go through that.
Well, it sucks to go through that, but at the same time, it's you should know beforehand. You should think before you speak. Right. I don't care if the mic's on or not. That's what really pissed me off. He was away from a hot mic. He wasn't on the mic, and his dad is a legend. In Cincinnati.
But he's known also.
Yeah, he's doing also like he was going to be. If he would have kept going, they would have been probably the first two people, father son elected into the Hall of Fame for broadcasting. I don't know.
Yeah. So do you think he got it from
Like
Hardy?
I wonder, I wonder, I
Probably
wonder.
so. Probably so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
maybe.
possibility. We don't know, but I'm saying it's a possibility.
No, I know his dad's probably pissed.
Well, of course, it's
Yeah,
embarrassing because everybody else has to. That's why I tweeted like he put Fox in a tough situation because it's not even just him. They have to. They get Fox is going to get looked at strangely if he's not fired. So they have to kind of work
yeah,
this out,
you're representative.
right?
Yeah,
People
yeah,
already think a certain way about Fox.
right,
So
right.
it
And
really
Fox
just
is like, yeah, we can't take that heat right now, son. You got to
yeah.
go.
All right,
we,
it
we,
can be that. It can be that, man. They have power when
yeah,
people used to say that word, and now you have to watch your mouth if you say that word. So that shows that the LGBT community has power now. But the thing
and that's
is,
okay. Yeah, that's all right. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if we know it's offensive, you only really say offensive stuff to be mean to people. And he just being unnecessarily mean, and it just lets you know what he kind of is like in private. Because what was the point
Right.
of being so mean just casually like that? It was a casual mean. That's what it was
That's the
so
scary part,
telling.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's like it just came out of
you
his
can
mouth
see how
like
slavery can
butter. Like
happen now when you hear stuff like that for real.
right, and yeah, but the one thing I do think I'm big on cancel culture. We've all said ignorant shit, right? Now,
Exactly.
and if I yeah, we've all said ignorant shit, and if we're willing to come back and be like, oh yo, hey man, that's my fault, like for real, like. It's not something you use every day, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if he's going at home, like, hey, my young son, stop being an F word, stop being an F word.
I get
You know,
that.
I, like, one's different than the other. Maybe he was trying to be cool. Like, we don't know the other half of
Well,
the
why is it
conversation.
cool to be mean? That's the thing.
I,
Why are you trying to justify
I don't know.
this?
Like, no, I'm not trying to justify it. It's
Oh,
like,
okay,
I'm sitting here
okay.
thinking, like, no, I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, if a man is willing to make amends, like I was with Michael Vick, right? You know, people were like, this dude should never play football again, blah 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 blah. And I remember I was like, whoa, he got 2 years. So if people actually like do the crime and pay the time, if they pay their dues, man, leave them alone.
Well, the thing
You know,
is, he
don't end this whole guy's career is what I'm saying.
but hey, man, he. The whole thing is, hey, people get their careers ended for less and for lies, and this guy was caught. You know what I'm saying? So, and the
Yeah.
thing is, he came out. He might be sad that he did that, and he might regret it. I'm pretty sure he does regret it, right? But the thing
Yeah, well,
is,
he's an educated man, and you're
but
just thinking like, why would you even? No, I'm just saying like, why is that word in your vocabulary anymore? You should be smarter than that.
because that's what kind of person he is.
I mean, it's horrible, man.
He's
It's
a
horrible.
mean, hateful person, I guess. But the whole thing is, I don't know it's a possibility, but the thing is, what makes me think he's not really honest if he apologizes when he said, "That's not me. I'm a man of faith," and all this. Well, I don't think a man of faith talk like that. Not that he had to be perfect, but that's my whole thing.
Man,
Somebody like
well,
myself, it's like, well, I'm not claiming to be holier than thou, but he's claiming to be a man of faith and all this other crap. And obviously, behind closed doors,
that
that's
could go
not
both
what he
ways.
is.
That could go both ways too, right? He's like, I'm a man of faith, so that maybe he means, like, yeah, we don't believe in that shit. We don't believe in homosexuality. We don't believe in it,
Well, then why are
right?
you apologizing? You know what I'm saying?
Right? It's like, yeah, just be
Why are you
yourself, man.
apologizing then? If you don't believe in that, then why if you think it's wrong, why are you apologizing?
Yeah,
It's
just
because of the money. It's because of the money. His faith is money. That's what he
go
worships.
home and burn your cross. Just don't get caught. You can keep your job, bro. You either be the same person in private that you are in public, or absolutely let nobody know what kind of person you are in private. You know?
Well, I don't know.
You
It's
know?
like we all have the ability to do good and bad things at any given time. So I don't expect him to
Oh
be
yeah.
perfect, but you're saying one thing and then you're doing another thing. You know, that's the thing with him. Like,
Well, we're all hypocrites in a way, but at the same
I
time, like,
understand that, but the whole thing is he just don't even say nothing. Just apologize. And don't even. He should have never said anything but the apology. I was wrong for saying what I said. I apologize, and I had to deal with the consequences as they come. All this, I'm a man of
yeah,
faith. You ain't no
saying
damn
you're a
man of
man of
faith.
faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying you're a man of faith can go both ways. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing is
You
when
know?
I'm thinking of a man of faith, I'm thinking of a person that's accepting of people and compassion and not mean for no reason or
Right.
casually mean because those kind of people
Right.
are very sick people.
It was so damn casual too, man. It was so casual. It was so casual. I'm like, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to, like, you go one way, I always try to do devil's advocate, right? And it's kind of hard to do it in this situation. So,
I don't advocate
like,
for the devil, sir. I mean, I'll for real. I'll listen to different perspectives, but all that other stuff. I mean, maybe we just different. You know what I'm saying?
no,
That's
I
what it
get it.
is.
You're a
We
man of
just
faith.
different.
You're a man of faith. You don't
I
advocate.
never said. I never said that. I'm not perfect. I never said I never used a slur, but I don't go around using slurs because I'm not trying to just casually even spew hate. It'd be one thing if he was even in an argument with a gay person and he said something like that. He just casually
Right, and you're
said it.
heated or something like
Yeah,
that,
he just
right?
casually said it. Like,
Yeah.
what's up with this dude? He don't seem like uh, he don't seem like the kind of person you will really want to get to know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, and like, I mean, I honestly, like, from what I understand, he's a good sportscaster. That's great, but my man, look into insurance because this is cancel culture. Look into insurance. Maybe property management, something like that. Because you fucked up, brother.
he might come
Like,
back. You
you
just
fucked
never
up.
know. But I'm just saying.
Well, I was thinking, like, if he does come back, man, hopefully that could be the end of cancel culture. But at the same time, it's like you have to look at every single incident and think, like, how'd this go down? Blah 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 blah. If I accidentally say a word that sounds like the F word, right, or the N word or anything like that, that is close enough where, sometimes, like, you're trying to say two words at once and it comes off real wrong, right? And it's very rare, but there was one guy that did that, and he was like, no, I was trying to say two words at once. It sounded like the N word. I'm sorry. That dude doesn't have a job.
Hey man, listen. I get what you're saying and all that. It sounds like to me,
Oh no,
this is how it
this is
sounds,
not one of those cases. This is
that you're
not one of
trying
those
to
cases.
kind of defend and justify this guy's actions and hope that he get his job back for being a hateful person. And
No, I
we
didn't.
don't need people fanning the flames at this point when the country
We
we
don't need to
got
fan
people
the flames at
rioting
any
and stuff
point.
like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, well, he's gonna
and
have
because of
a
his
hard
negative
time.
attitude and his unwillingness to get over his insecurities.
You know, in every aspect of life, private, personal, you know, whatever. It should have been out of his vocabulary, just like curse words should be out of his vocabulary, right? You know, because it's too hard to juggle between the two. So if you know that you are a homophobe or you're a racist person, don't get a job in public,
Or maybe just don't act like you holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? And
or
he
just
just need
be how
just
you
do
are
his
in private.
job and yeah, or just yeah, exactly. It
Just
just
be
you
how
know
you are
people
in
know where
private.
you
You
stand.
know, see,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
please, yeah, just like that guy with the swastika like face mask. Hey, thank you for letting me know what kind of person you are.
he might not be
Yeah,
that person tomorrow. Maybe he understood some of the errors in his ways, but maybe not.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I really believe. I believe in forgiveness. I do believe in forgiveness if
I
you're
don't.
willing to
I'll
learn.
let I'll let I'll let God forgive you if God decides to forgive. I don't even know if God forgive you, so why would I?
All right.
I'll leave it up to God.
I'm gonna leave it up to anybody that listens, man. Please, please, please put what you think of the podcast. You know, put it in the comments because we're just kind of riffing today, but it was a really weird thing that happened today. So you know, we had to do 15 minutes on it, and I'll leave
Yeah,
it with that. But you know,
all of our
do you
shows are
have
going to be 15 minutes from now on. We just for the
well,
person with a 15
why else
minute
15
attention
minutes?
span. I mean, yeah, it can
See,
be
we
every
could do
show. Yeah, that can be every
yeah,
show then.
yeah,
All right, but
we
we
could
can
do
work
an
that
hour.
out after the show. All right,
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah, sorry, yeah, yeah.